What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality podcast. I am your host. I am Caitlin Kenneth Smith, and today we're talking all about day one of the Powerhouse Mentality, just building into something bigger than a podcast, building into a community. And I've been kind of hinting at this for a while on the podcast, but also on my social media platform. Something that me, Stone, and Stone's best friend, Zach, have been working on and will continue to be working on is building the Powerhouse Mentality into something bigger and better than anything I could ever imagine. And I'll give you a little bit of background on kind of how we came to this. But I want to give you a little bit of insight onto what exactly this is. So, the tagline for the Powerhouse Mentality is building community through competition. And I spoke on the last episode of the podcast all about the importance of community and the importance of competition into you becoming the best version of yourself and us changing the world. And I don't want to get too in-depth on those two things, but I want to kind of pivot and talk about our core values. Because these core values are something that we live on a day-to-day basis and something that we want our community to live on a day-to-day basis, and it's what we're all about. And that is commitment, integrity, and respect. Now, commitment, Google would like to define that as the state or activity of being dedicated to a cause. And I want to define that cause for you. And that cause is you. Becoming the best version of yourself. Not wasting the life that God has blessed you with. Not settling for something just because it's what's most comfortable or what's easiest in the moment or what society deems as normal. But truly sticking to something and being in it for the long haul. Being committed to something. Because there's a difference between being interested and being committed. Those who are interested in achieving a goal will do it when it's convenient. Those who are committed will do it regardless of what's going on in their life, regardless of how they're feeling, and won't accept excuses and will always find a way. No problems, only solutions. The not so sexy truth, guys, about accomplishing your goals, whether it be fitness, career, life related, whatever they are, is that accomplishing your goals takes time. And it takes much more time than people want it to or that people actually realize. You have to be committed to your cause. You have to be committed to you and becoming the best version of you. Integrity is your word to yourself. Keeping the commitments and the promises that you make to yourself, no matter what. A lot of people miss on this because they rely too heavily on motivation. The amount of people, when I ask them, well, what are you struggling with the most when it comes to accomplishing your goals? They say, I'm not motivated. Okay, cool. That's normal. Because you won't be motivated all the time. It's just not possible. Motivation is an emotion or a feeling, just like happiness or sadness. And you won't be happy or sad all of the time. So it makes sense that you also can't be motivated all the time. And you just have to accept that. And if somebody tells you that they are motivated all the time, they are lying straight to your face and they should not be trusted. Look, you can't control whether or not you're going to be motivated, but you can always control doing what you said you were going to do when nobody's watching, no matter what, regardless of whether you're motivated or not. And that's integrity. And the final one is respect. Now we, as the Powerhouse Mentality, we want to take the cliqueness out of the fitness and health space. Now, let me kind of explain what that means. I've been in the fitness industry working as a trainer, as a coach, managing gyms, managing personal trainers, being online, being in person for 11 years. And one thing I've always noticed that I hate is how there's always some sort of divide between people based on their level of fitness, based on what training modality that they love or that they gravitate towards the most. People kind of put themselves into bubbles or into camps, and that doesn't help them. bodybuilding, powerlifting, running, crossfitting, beginners who have no idea what to do or where to start. We want everyone to come together, learn from each other, respect one another, lift each other up, because maybe we're not doing the same sort of training every day, but a CrossFitter can learn from a bodybuilder, and a bodybuilder can learn from a powerlifter, and a runner can learn from a CrossFitter, and we can all benefit from doing different modalities of training from time to time. For example, as a CrossFit athlete, I do a fuck ton of bodybuilding work. I do powerlifting. I run. And my runners who run marathons, they do strength training and bodybuilding. They do functional training or CrossFit in order to become a better athlete or become better at the sport. We want everyone to come together. That's the biggest part of this community. I used to sign people up for memberships when I worked at a big box gym, and the most common thing I would hear would be people talking shit about CrossFit gyms or talking shit about powerlifters who take 10 minutes rest between their lifts. There's a purpose to everything. And we don't want people to talk shit on each other. Well, now, there is healthy competition and healthy shit talking. And we love that. Like, we love some healthy shit talking and competition, but complete disrespect will not be tolerated. Especially because a lot of the disrespect just comes from a place of insecurity or misinformation. So it doesn't matter if you're an athlete who trains 4 to 6 hours a day, or if you're working out for 30 minutes once or twice a week, or if you just don't know where to start and you want to get started. We want to bring you guys together and help each other become better. So this is the Powerhouse Mentality, where strength is built through community and competition. And like I said before, guys, and like you know, if you listen to the podcast, and if you watch and follow me on social media, you know we don't tolerate bullshit. This is a no BS zone. And we're focused on pushing past our limits to help each other become the best, most resilient version of ourselves. No fluff, no bullshit, just effort. And the reason why this is so important to us is because what we've noticed, Stone, myself, Zach, the world is just too soft. It is. And people always are looking for a quick fix. They're looking on different ways on how they can accomplish greatness while doing the least amount of work possible and being the least committed as possible. They want something that's going to get them their goals, their results, the money in 1 week, 2 weeks. And then if it takes longer than that, they get frustrated and they quit. And we want to change that. We want people to become a better version of themselves, and we want them to understand that that takes time and it takes work. And we're not going to try and sugarcoat that. Like I said, no bullshit, no BS, only effort and work. And this is how we're going to change the world and make people more resilient to overcome the obstacles that life throw at them. Because fitness teaches you so much more than how to look a certain way or how to feel a certain way. The mindset wins that you get from being able to overcome tough shit and being able to prove to yourself that, like, hey, I did that when I didn't feel like doing it, or I accomplished that, or I lifted that weight and I didn't think I could do that. It starts carrying over into other areas of your life, and you start realizing, well, what else can I do? Life throws you an obstacle and you're like, I can handle this because I've been in more difficult situations before. We don't want people to fall prisoner to their past. We want them to use that past to be their power so that they can step into their purpose. Now, the best part about the community is the competition. Because, like I said in the last podcast, a lot of times you get community and maybe it doesn't have as much competition, or a lot of times you get competition and it doesn't have as much community. CrossFit is a complete different example of that, where you can get both. But here in the Powerhouse Mentality community, we want you to throw down your wins. And it doesn't matter what that win is. Like, whether it's hitting a new PR or crushing your time or even just taking the first step towards the life that you want. We want you to do that. We want you to show that off. And we want you to do that while connecting with people who are on the same journey as you. Because we want you to understand that you are never alone. No matter what you're going through, you're never alone. No matter what level you're at or what training you love, we are all one. And our mission is simple. Build a solid community and get you to seek discomfort every single day to make sure that you're always leveling up and helping other people around you do the same. Like I said, we are going to take the cliqueness out of the fitness and health space. So a lot of questions are, okay, this sounds fucking awesome. How does it work? So we are going to have a live leaderboard on our website that has everything from compound lifts to marathons and really anything that you can imagine. We even have like different CrossFit hero wads like Murph and Fran and, a 10K. You can do a triathlon. Whatever you do, whatever PR you have, whether it be just like, hey, I back squatted this amount of weight, or I deadlifted this, I did a clean and jerk here. We want you to celebrate those things, and we want to start that competition and get people to push a little bit harder to see what they're truly capable of. And this is something that we're going to continue to add to. Like, if you go onto the website and you don't see the lift or the event that you do, we want you to message us and we want you to get us to add that. Because we want you to help us build out this leaderboard and build up this community. We want you to be a part of the process. So how do you do this? So you submit your scores to the Facebook group. You upload a video, you upload a photo of whatever sort of proof that you have that you did this. So I know, like, for example, if you did like a marathon PR, you might upload a screenshot of you at the finish line, or you might upload a screenshot of your watch and the time that it showed. If you did a back squat PR, we want that video of you doing that back squat PR. We want you to submit your scores to the Facebook group, upload them, like I said, with a video, race summary, photo that shows the win, the PR, or the accomplishment. Then you're going to message us privately in Facebook, tag us in the post as well, and then we'll take all that, we'll add that video, we'll add that photo, we'll add all of your information to the leaderboard so you can see where you stack up and you can see what other people are doing in your age group so that you can truly see what's possible. Because when people see what's possible, they're more willing to take action to push themselves a little bit further past the barrier that they thought was there. It's kind of like what I spoke about in last week's episode of the podcast about the 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister was the first person to break the 4-minute mile. It was either in 1952 or 1954. I can't remember. And as soon as he did that, 3 more people did it. And now over 1,700 people have done it. So once they see something's possible, they're more willing to push past that barrier to make it happen. So if you can look at the leaderboard and you can see what other people in your age group are doing, then you're going to be more willing to say, you know what, if they can do it, why can't I? Then you become better. Then everybody around you on that leaderboard starts to do the same, and they become better. Now, in addition to this, we want to educate you. We want to help you become the best version of yourself because unfortunately in the world that we live in today, there's a lot of bullshit out there and there's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and a lot of that misinformation comes from people who just are money hungry and really just think with their wallet. So they're trying to sell you a product or service and they don't care if you know the truth or if they're just kind of working around the research studies and say, well, this says this, but it doesn't actually say this, but if you buy my supplement, it'll help with that. So we are truth seekers. We're constantly educating ourselves to make sure that we're giving you the best information possible to help you elevate your journey and work through all of the overwhelming misinformation on the internet. Because the reality is, misinformation can kill people. And it almost killed me with my eating disorder. Because I saw people saying, you can't have this, you can't have that, carbs are bad for you, fruit makes you fat, and I fell for it. And I don't want anybody else to feel that pain that I felt. Nobody deserves that. So I want you to feel confident in the effort that you're putting forth so that you can deliver the best results possible. And we're going to do that by doing live trainings in the Facebook group on things from nutrition, training, mindset, for all different levels. Because we want you to go into the Facebook group and be able to get exactly what you need. And be able to ask any questions that you want and get the help that you need. We're also going to be doing the Powerhouse Mentality Kitchen. We're going to give you some recipes, some live cooking shows. We want to help you realize that you don't have to eat bland and boring food in order to get healthy. Because the reality is, healthy eating is delicious. And you should enjoy the food that you're eating. That's the number one thing. But food, nutrition, is the best form of medicine. So if we're giving our body high quality foods, proteins, fruits, veggies, good carbs, healthy fats, we're going to feel our best and be able to perform our best and ultimately be able to be our best, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else around us. But we want you to have fun with it. So we're going to help you by developing recipes that you can make on your own and that you can also submit, and we can cook and make it this fun little community thing. Being in the Facebook group is also going to give you access to apply for one-on-one coaching with myself. So you can really step into your true potential and get the one-on-one help and support that you need. Calls, constant accountability, support, individualized nutrition, individualized programming for you in order to help you become the version of yourself that you dream of being. That includes mindset coaching because that's a huge part of the process. And the final thing, the thing that I've been getting so many questions about, is the apparel. Now, as of right now, the apparel is going to be limited edition and special. Here's why. Let me explain. So, I've dropped a couple hints of some pieces of apparel that we have, a couple t-shirts, a little hoodie, light, athletic thing. I'll explain a little bit, but we want you guys to help us develop the best product possible. So from the April 1st through April 15th, we are going to do a bundle sale where we are going to be selling all 4 pieces of apparel that we are sampling because we want your feedback. We're going to sell it in a bundle and it's going to be extremely discounted. So for all 4 pieces, which is 3 t-shirts and 1 like hoodie type shirt that I fucking love, is going to be $60 for all of that plus shipping. So we're only ordering a certain amount of each size, so it's going to sell out very quickly. They will come in black. And like I said, all 4 shirts are things that we are sampling. It's a sample, so you're going to save a ton of money here. And the reason why we're doing this is we want your feedback. Like I said, we want the good, the bad. We want to know what you guys want to see. We want to know why you love it, why you don't love it. Because again, we want to make the best product out there for you guys. And we're open to building this alongside you because we want you guys to be part of the process. So, now that you know the mission, the vision, the purpose, it's time to take part in it. We know that it's going to take time to build a strong community, but we want to also show the journey and invite you to be part of it. So right now, what you need to do, go join the Facebook group. The link will be down below. Invite your friends, your family members. Let's make it a big community. And then check out the website, which will also be down below, that is now live for the leaderboard and for the limited edition bundle apparel. It's all live right now, and we're super excited for the future and even more excited to have you all along for the ride. Thank you, as always, for all the support, and go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.